So I want to share with you guys and talk about we can either take control of our lives or give control of our lives to somebody else. But the reality is nobody's going to be a better advocate for you than you. So today I'm going to talk about how to use the pyramid for success for identification and clarification to what it is that you want to do. So I'm going to start off by saying this. It is important to get and give permission without blame of your past. The past has been exactly who we are. It's developed the habits or autoresponders, as I refer to it, in which we operate. It's our operating system. And you know what? For whatever those reasons are, we don't need to spend 500 years worrying about it. What we really need to do is just give ourselves permission, get permission to move on and rebuild ourselves, to retrain ourselves. So what am I saying? I'm saying to let go, stop letting poor decisions of the past dictate great decisions of your future. Stop letting poor decisions grow inside you. Instead, stop the feeding of those poor decisions and start feeding the new you. What we're going to do is use the pyramid to success, which we've talked about. There's the 1% at the very top. What are they doing? What are their actions, behaviors, habits, thoughts, and beliefs? Versus the 10% down, if there's a difference. So if we can determine and look in on ourselves and be real honest with ourselves where we're at today, it'll give us a number on the pyramid. So let's say that we're at a 10 and we want to be a 5. So the question becomes, what's the next step? A 9. Let's look at the 9 and determine what are the actions, behaviors, habits, thoughts, and beliefs of the 9. And it's going to be different than the 10, and it goes all the way up. It doesn't mean we have to follow it exactly, but it'll simplify and take the pain away. Remember, there's pain in success and there's pain in failure. And the difference is the pain in success is front-loaded and the pain of failure lasts a lifetime. You know, the other thing that's important about this is that it's so often we get frustrated that we're not immediately rewarded, right? So the gratification comes with the loving of the grind, not with the results that you get specifically. And the goal is to live an aware, awake, and alive mindset with courage, confidence, and conviction. So those are the things I want you just to focus on. And I know that in itself is enough to go over and over. Write them down and start asking yourself, if everything was possible, what would I be able to do? What would I be able to stop doing? You really have to look at that. So going back to the pyramid to success. On the pyramid to success, you're going to find a level that you're at, and you're going to ask yourself, the next step for me to do is to determine where I'm at and where I'm going. And that's called a gap, the gap between the two. Gap in my world, stands for get a plan, right? And for me, I've never been a Navy SEAL. I'm never going to be a Navy SEAL. I never wanted to be a Navy SEAL because nobody's putting me in a little ship down below, a little submarine down below the water and telling us to wait until we're ready for you. That's not going to happen. But that said, their model and what they teach is so powerful that you don't have to be a Navy SEAL to implement what they've taught us. So let me give you an example. BUDS for me stands for Building Unique Disciplines. Building Unique Disciplines. What's the matter with me? Anyway, that's what BUDS stands for me. For them, it's demolition underwater, something or another. Anyway, I think it's basic underwater demolition. Okay, we got that out of the way. So now here's the trick. If we break down, let's say that we're a 10 and we want to be a 9. If we just go to the 9 column and we look at their actions, what are their actions? Well, they're engaging. They're engaging into these new actions of maybe getting up early, doing more things. They have focus and repetition to what they do. I'm going to tell you that the 1s through 5s never quit. They just don't quit. I think it says it on my shirt, right? They never quit. Even if you do it, well, let's look at the 10x. So whatever you think you can do 10 times more, maybe even more. Okay. The next thing is the 10,000 hour rule to mastery. Well, maybe it's going to take you 10,000 hours to be magnificent at what it is that you want to do. Or the 1090 rule, which is 10% is what happens to us, 90% is how we proact to it. So how we proact to it is going to be extremely important to what it is that we do. And so here's an example. What we do, if you don't do it, you do it again, right? Well, I made a decision. The great thing about decisions is you can always make another one. You can always make another choice. And the reality is it just takes that consistent persistency in making that decision that you're going to eventually get it. I can't tell you how many guys I know that are phenomenal at physical activities, right? But sitting behind a desk, they're maybe on the scale from 1 being the highest and 10, maybe they're a 10, and maybe on the physical attributes that they're a 1. That's okay, but we have to test ourselves and we have to challenge ourselves and we have to fall in love with the grind. Because when you fall in love with the grind, you never give up. It is your life. You enjoy the grind. And yes, I know a lot of you are saying, you know what? I want to take a break. So make it intensity times consistency times recovery equals high productivity, high performance.